The marble floors of the Grand Meridian Hotel shimmered under the soft glow of crystal chandeliers, reflecting elegance, wealth, and prestige, but beneath that polished surface, something far less beautiful lingered. A tall black woman stepped through the revolving glass doors, her posture confident, her gaze calm yet commanding. She wore a simple yet impeccably tailored coat, her hair neatly tied back, and her presence alone seemed to shift the atmosphere in the room. No one recognized her. To them, she was just another guest, one they assumed didn't belong. Behind the reception desk stood two employees, their expressions professional but their eyes quick to judge. As the woman approached, placing her hand gently on the counter, she spoke in a steady voice, "I have a reservation." The receptionist barely glanced at her before typing lazily into the computer. "Name?" she asked flatly. "Danielle Carter," the woman replied. The name meant nothing to them, at least not yet. The receptionist frowned slightly as she scanned the system, then leaned back with a dismissive sigh. "We're fully booked," she said, without making eye contact. Danielle didn't move. She knew the reservation had been confirmed hours earlier. "Please check again," she said calmly. The second receptionist exchanged a subtle glance with her colleague, then stepped forward with a tight smile. "Ma'am, we already told you, we don't have any rooms available." Her tone carried an edge now, one that wasn't just impatience, it was assumption. Judgment. Bias. Danielle noticed it instantly, but her expression remained composed. A businessman standing nearby watched quietly. A bellboy slowed his steps. Something about the tension in the air made people pause. Danielle leaned slightly forward, her voice still calm but now sharper. "That's strange," she said. "Because I personally approved tonight's bookings." The two receptionists froze for a second, then one let out a short, almost mocking laugh. "Look," she said, lowering her voice, "we're very busy right now. If you don't have a valid reservation, I suggest you try somewhere else." The words were polite, but the meaning was clear, you don't belong here. Danielle straightened up, her eyes now scanning the lobby. Every detail, the lighting, the decor, the staff movements, she knew it all. Because she had built it. Every corner of this hotel, every policy, every standard, her vision, her investment, her dream. And now, she was being denied access to it. Without raising her voice, she reached into her bag and pulled out her phone. The receptionists watched, slightly annoyed, assuming she was about to argue or complain. Instead, Danielle calmly dialed a number. Within seconds, her call was answered. "Good evening, Ms. Carter," came a respectful voice from the other end. "I need you at the front desk," she said simply. "Now." The change was almost immediate. Within moments, a sharply dressed man hurried out from a private office behind the lobby. His face shifted from confusion to shock the second he saw her. "Ms. Carter," he said, his voice suddenly filled with urgency. "You're here." The receptionists looked between them, their expressions slowly unraveling. "Wait, you know her?" one asked, her voice trembling slightly. The manager didn't even look at them. "Know her," he repeated. "She owns this hotel." Silence. It wasn't just quiet, it was heavy. The kind of silence that exposes everything left unsaid. The color drained from the receptionists' faces. Their earlier confidence vanished, replaced with panic. We didn't know," one stammered, her voice barely holding together. Danielle looked at them, not with anger, but with something far more powerful, disappointment. "That's exactly the problem," she said softly. "You didn't try to know." The manager quickly began apologizing, offering immediate solutions, upgrades, anything to fix the situation. But Danielle raised her hand slightly, stopping him. "This isn't about a room," she said. "This is about respect." Guests nearby pretended not to listen, but every word echoed through the lobby. Danielle turned back to the receptionists, her voice calm but firm. "You didn't deny me because of a system error. You denied me because of how I look. Because you assumed I didn't belong here." Tears welled up in one receptionist's eyes. The other stood frozen, unable to speak. Danielle took a slow breath, then made her decision. "Effective immediately," she said, "both of you are suspended pending a full review of your conduct." Her tone wasn't cruel, it was controlled, professional, and final. The manager nodded quickly, already preparing to act. But Danielle wasn't done. She turned slightly, addressing not just the staff, but everyone in the lobby. This hotel was built on a promise, she said. A promise of excellence, dignity, and equal respect for every single guest who walks through these doors. The moment we forget that, we lose everything. Her words lingered in the air long after she finished speaking. The atmosphere had changed completely now. What was once a place of quiet luxury had become a stage for truth. And everyone present knew they had just witnessed something powerful, something real. Danielle finally allowed herself a small, composed smile as the manager personally escorted her to the finest suite in the hotel. This time, there were no doubts, no hesitation, only respect. And as the elevator doors closed, one thing was certain. They would never make that mistake again. If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you think twice about how we treat others, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with others. Because stories like this aren't just entertainment, they're reminders of the kind of world we should all strive to create.